Hello, welcome to Blue Shell Banter. This is the Halloween special. As you can probably tell, we don't normally dress like this.
Speak for yourself. This is my normal weekend get on.
Yeah,
I go looking for young children.
You can tell that it's a Halloween special.
Sorry, Father.
Yeah.
So joining us is the scary Alex McMullen.
Ooh.
The hairy Craig Clark.
Bless you, my children.
And the fairy Matt Chapman. So, as this is a Halloween
And this
special.
is Chris.
So, yes, Halloween special obviously means that the theme is also horror and Halloween-y, that kind of thing. So, I will start with this one, I think.
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? It's almost like we pre-planned it. So,
Is there a script?
No.
Oh, okay.
Script?
That's where you're meant to say, of course there's not a script.
Line! Not that kind of line.
Okay.
Father. So what I was going to talk about is the movement, if you like, the revolution that was PlayStation 1 survival horror games. Okay? Now, to sort of give you an idea of what I mean, the blatantly obvious one would be Resident Evil. The original Resident Evil. It came out on the PS1. It was a survival horror, puzzly type game, and it sort of spanned a whole sort of genre of those type of games, all out for that same console. So yeah, Resident Evil, obviously, fantastic game, amazing puzzles. It's now been remade twice now, I think. There are obviously remakes of the sequels and things like that.
They had puzzles.
Yeah.
Of course they did. Well, I mean, this is what you'll see in my subject. I haven't played it. So it weren't genuinely like. So it weren't just going around shooting zombies in the face.
No. You had to sort of like
They were basically
find keys to go in certain like locks and things like that.
They were just to add pressure onto you to try and get them done. You can't get past that part until you get this particular this puzzle solved. And but you've got the pressure of all the zombies coming after you, so you're like, oh, you're panicking and you're legging it out of a place that you probably needed to get that clue from, and
basically. And I think with the Resident Evil as well, it set such a sort of creepy environment, and it was all about sort of jump scares. You know, you'd have like dogs jumping through windows. Obviously the zombies crawling at you, crows pecking at you, all these sort of things that sort of all of a sudden just happened out of the blue.
I think the better.
Well, there goes my phone. Okay.
That worked well.
That didn't work, did it? Sorry about that.
You should have.
Oh, it's a banana.
That actually was a really good Banana Man impression. I can remember that.
Where were we?
We were like, oh, there goes my phone.
Well, yeah, jump scares.
Yeah.
That's what I was on about, jump scares, and Resident Evil was a master of it.
My favourite jump scare in Resident Evil was, when you went back to the front door of the mansion. Did you ever do that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden that dog just appeared.
Oh, the dog, yeah. I mean, I think the famous one is as you're walking through that corridor and you've got the zombie there.
Oh, coming through the...
He's eating the guy. And you walk
the very
up to
first
him,
zombie experience.
Yeah, and he sort of like, you just see him slowly turn and look at you, and I think that is not such a jump scare, but it is a sort of like...
It sets the pace.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, Resident Evil, brilliant. In a bit of a different direction, more psychological horror is Silent Hill. Silent Hill, I mean, it is messed up. It is the very definition of what hell is supposed to be, really.
But yeah, Silent Hill, brilliant games.
Yeah, I mean, the psychological side of that, I mean, now bear in mind, in Resident Evil, it was like dogs and zombies and all things that you recognise, all things that you sort of know from sort of classic horror. But with Silent Hill, they were all, you couldn't work out what they were, with the exception of like maybe the nurses.
I think when you got to the end you did.
Yeah, I mean, the nurses, you knew what they were. There were people that were nurses, but they had no face.
Yeah, there were nurses that cared for...
Like the NHS.
So the main character that like created this world from all her hate and anger.
Yeah.
She created all these people that are in that world being tortured because they tortured her in real life.
That's right, yeah.
So like the janitor.
Which, again, like although obviously all the psychological horror side of things, it's also got a really, really good storyline to it.
Yeah.
like a
Really
incredible
deep.
storyline.
Yeah.
Like brilliant. And in the same sort of way, that's how the sort of Parasite Eve games went as well. That same sort of like strange sort of psychological. You recognise bits of the creatures, but not the whole creature.
Dino Crisis.
Dino Crisis is more like Resident Evil in terms of the jump scare. And obviously, Dino Crisis, although it's a horror game, it's not sort of set as a classical horror thing. It's more of a Jurassic Park kind of horror because it's dinosaurs.
All right. Well, if you had a clown walking around here right now, what would you class it as?
Horror.
Yeah.
Because clowns are evil.
But
I'd class it as porn.
I mean, I would hate Silent Hill to be made of Craig's head.
I always remember when I played Resident Evil, Silent Hill and stuff. It was always with Richard, and in his bedroom, and we'd play.
Who's Richard?
They don't know who Richard is.
So you used to play with your dick in your bedroom?
Yeah. So Richard is Matthew's brother, little brother.
You were playing with him?
You used to play with him?
I did.
I think you should be in confession.
I don't know if there's any way you can make this sound any better at this point.
Alright, I suppose it was a horror.
Just touch the top and twist.
Oh, spray me with holy water.
That's what I say to my choir boys.
Can we move on? This is my brother we're talking about.
Anyway,
so I didn't want to say Matt, but he came to confession.
But the thing is, right, okay, so start again. So, I remember playing these games, and it was all new. I've never really played a horror game before, and they introduced me to that genre.
So yeah, brilliant.
Fuck's sake.
Professionals, YouTube professionals.
This is how we link. So guess the sound then. Yes. I was wondering when it would come in. So early on in the episode. Yes, this is Guess the Sound. This is the quiz where one of us will play a sound from a game from any era, and the rest will have to guess where that Get a Sound comes from. This week, Craig will be playing the sounds, the rest of us will be guessing.
Boilers Alex won.
And Chris.
No.
Yeah.
I've won too.
Just eat.
Gong.
Was it Just Eat?
Was Just Eat.
Yes! Point to me.
I just heard about a quarter of a nanosecond of that. That sounded like that Wilhelm scream.
Oh, you get the bonus point that I was going to give.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to give that, but you ruined
Ruined
it,
it.
so you don't get that point.
Yeah, I'll get the point for Just Eat.
So, the traditional Guess the Sound, I have picked main menu theme songs for games based on the horror genre. Themes. TH. Themes. So, sound number 1B.
Dead by Daylight.
Silent Hill.
No.
Outlast.
No.
Well, if it ain't Resident Evil, there's my entire
Where is
category
Esther?
of horror games out the window.
It's not Where is Esther? Martha is Dead.
No.
I know that. You sure it's not Silent Hill?
I'm sure it's not Silent
Hunt
Hill.
Showdown.
No.
What happened to Sarah?
That Thingy Apprentice, Mortal Apprentice.
No. I will give you a clue. It's got a number in the title.
Resident Evil 2?
No.
Left 4 Dead.
No.
Last of Us?
No. Clue number 2. The first number is 7.
7 Days to Die. 7 Ways to Die.
7 days
7 Days to Die.
to Die. Sound number 2. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Good.
Sound number 2.
Manon.
No.
Outlast.
No.
Dead by Daylight.
Yes, correct.
Someone might say that.
Sound number 3.
Resident Evil.
No.
I was thinking Castle.
Luigi's Mansion.
No.
Oh.
Adam's Family.
No. Give you a clue. It's an arcade game. with a gun.
Oh,
House of the Dead.
Both of you at the same time.
Well done.
Okay, so that was number 3.
That was literally at the same time, both me and you in unison then.
Sound number 4.
That's not Manhunt, is it?
Say again?
Manhunt.
No. This is a relatively new game within the last year.
Is that Mortgage Assistant?
No.
In the last year?
Within the last year.
Format?
No.
No, what format?
No.
PC, PlayStation?
I'm sorry, what format? I think it's been...
So you thought he was asking you if it was called format, and then you thought he was asking if it was a game called what format?
Yeah.
PC, PlayStation?
All of them, I believe.
Hunt Showdown?
It's got Lance Henriksen, I believe his name is, in it. One of the Arquettes.
Oh, is it the Quarry?
It is. Good guess, good guess.
Hold on, mate. To a pot.
Let's see if you can guess this sound.
Forest.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
And for a bonus one for the people at home, can you guess this sound? It's not that
I wonder what you were doing. I thought you were
No,
a thriller.
one. So, that was guess the sound, and I believe Alex won that one.
You did.
Well done, well done.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Matt.
Okay. I thought this was a great opportunity to talk about, bear with me,
Jesus.
the games
He's got to bear with you.
the games that I haven't played, right? Because quite often in this podcast, there are
What,
a
you
couple
think you've played that many games now that you have a subject where you can list the games you've not played?
Well,
Horror, yeah.
I can list the games he's not fucking played.
yeah. For horror, it's the best. It's the best opportunity for me to talk about that because it's my least explored genre out of everything. I have played a lot of games. You know, I played action games, shooters, platform games, puzzle games, adventure games, whatever. Right, but horror games is by far my least explored.
Is that why you stayed so quiet during Guess the Sound?
Throughout everything. Because, like you were talking about those survival horrors and all that PlayStation 1 era and stuff like that. I never played any of that stuff. So I want to talk about games, big famous franchises that I haven't got a clue about, right? So you talked about some of them there. Resident Evil, right? I mean, what we are now, Resident Evil 27 or something. I've never played a single fucking one. I have no idea of the storylines or anything. All right, I'll tell you what I know.
Who hired him?
Have you even watched the fucking films?
No.
You ever watched this podcast? You're meant to know about games.
Yeah, but I don't know about horror games. So that's why, like I said, it's the best opportunity to talk about what
Are
I
they
what
too
I haven't
scary?
played. Yeah, they're boring. Like, I'm sorry, but, I know your
Say sorry
favourite...
to.
Now,
Here we go.
you say that.
Yeah.
You got to admit.
No, I'm not saying each to their own everything. It's like...
Have we gone back to argumentative?
No, what I mean is, I don't just mean they're bored. I mean, I get bored because of the survival horror thing. Where you're just kind of creeping about and you sort of go, I've been playing this for an hour now, but nothing's really happened. All I've done is like hidden in a room and
Well,
collected
I think
some
that
bullets.
just proves that you've not played it.
What?
Well, any of these games, because that is not what happens.
No, maybe not.
Very few games do that. I mean, I would argue maybe that Outlast, that's what it's all about, is sneaking around and hiding and stuff like that. But very few games sort of do that. Like Resident Evil, there's a lot of action involved in Resident Evil. There's a lot of sort of like shooting and
So
running about.
your other one then, Silent Hill, right? I should tell the extent of what I know about Silent Hill. There's a bloke with a triangle head.
Pyramid.
Pyramid Head, but yeah.
Yeah. That's me done. Okay,
Alex.
Famous, famous films as well, right? So I'll tell you something. I mean, this is even more shocking. Do you know the character Jason?
Yeah.
He's the fella with the like.
Yeah. Too far, I've not watched it.
Craig's about to leap over this
Yeah,
to see it.
but like, I don't even know what that's from. What's he from?
Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Okay.
How do you not fucking know that?
So this is our horror special.
Do you know what I could have talked about in depth?
Cars?
I could have talked about
Motorbikes?
Dead
Race
Space, right?
That's a horror
But
game.
some fucker talked about that in the last episode. So one horror game that I could have actually took you through the entire storyline because I fucking completed it, right? And then just because that just happens to be a space horror, and the theme in the last episode was fucking space. So
Matt's having a meltdown.
It's all that potassium.
So come on then, throw some more at me. What else you got? Like big
Mugs.
famous horror things. And I'll tell you honestly what my experience is.
What game? Well, obviously games.
Yeah, games.
What about that first one that came out? I think it was part of a trilogy. When the PlayStation not long came out. What was it called? It's like a cinematic one. You've got loads of kids staying at a cabin, and they're getting killed off one by a killer, and you get to choose which directions they run. Everything has a
Are
consequence.
you talking about Until Dawn?
Yes.
Not part of a trilogy.
Oh, was it not? I
No,
thought there was one that came out.
There's one game and then there's a VR game that came out.
Right.
for
Okay.
it.
That's what
Do you
I
want
was
to hear something
confusing.
funny?
VR game's just basically a roller coaster.
Yeah. No. But I thought there was different stories, but they were sort of interlocked.
There's
sort of
something
way.
like 7 or 8 endings
you got-
to that one.
Yeah,
one game.
I know that.
Phenomenal game, my lad. And you have played that.
Yeah, I have played it. That was a funny bit. But do you know what? What
You
made
could
this
talk about that one though, could I?
what made this funnier was as I started thinking about what I was going to say. I realised that I played Until Dawn, but that was boring. It was more interesting to talk about the shit that I hadn't never played.
Fuck's sake, Roblox. They've even got horror sections.
Yes, they have my
Minecraft
daughter plays that.
Minecraft has zombies in it.
Okay, so there you go. That's my section. I think we've established.
So what we've established
horror.
is Matt don't play games in a gaming podcast. Can we even still call it that?
What are you playing at the minute?
I think we can.
It's not a podcast,
Puzzle
is it?
games. A Tomb Raider. That's what I'm
I
saying.
thought you meant
Sure.
gaming.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm having my own revelation here.
As you mentioned, you said what we're playing at the minute. Tomb Raider.
Of course.
Oh, do you know what? You
Who
know,
is
if one of you just said fucking Tomb Raider on the Wilhelm screen.
Really?
Is it on there?
Yeah, Tomb
Which
Raider
one though?
Chronicles.
Because there's loads. Tomb Raider.
And yet again, Tomb Raider has to be mentioned in an episode.
It was where is it? Tomb Raider Chronicles, yeah.
Good game.
Rise of the
Can't
Tomb
have that
Raider.
one. It's because there's breasts in it. He's scared.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you put the sinner at the end.
He's the sinner.
So that's me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Real or fake? Okay, so I've
So,
got
I'm going to try and lean out the way so I can't cheat.
the game. I'll let you decide what it is.
Wow.
Is Bozos Night Out.
Okay.
Okay, so the premise of this game is to get a drunk home. Okay, and you've got to basically avoid all like obstacles and things in its way.
Did you stick to theme?
Yeah.
what theme to?
Well, I rubbed it on my rash.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So no, it's not
It's not.
themed.
Okay. So what sort of things are the obstacles?
So kind of obstacles are trapdoors, the police.
Walking home.
Trapdoors.
Walking home.
Yeah, like you come out of a pub. There's like the cellar door and things like that.
No,
Trapdoors.
they tend to be.
How many pubs do you go past on the way home then?
I don't know. You only go in one. Well, you come from one pub. That's Gibbo's joint.
Is there any
Earbuds.
combat in the game? Do you have to fight against other?
No, you just got to avoid
Yeah, fight over
all these
drunk.
things. So trapdoors, police, people, ghosts,
So you don't fight
and
police?
dragons.
Is it like once you encounter the police, that's it, game over?
Yeah. Once you get like, then you're back to the beginning again.
So what was it called again?
But Bozos Night Out.
What was it made for? As
If someone was having a laugh.
What was it on? if you know what I mean.
Oh, it was
Other than
the
drugs.
Commodore 64.
No, this is bollocks, right? And then as soon as he said Commodore 64, that suddenly just did a complete U-turn, and I went, that sounds like a game that would have been on the Commodore 64.
So do you actually sit in the pub with a guy getting pissed and then take him home, or do you see him meet him outside?
Yeah. So you have, I think it's 5 pints.
Yeah.
And then he tries to get home, and if you get him home,
You can't get him
You go
home
on
with
to the
5 pints.
you go into the next level and he drinks 5 more pints. And overall, you've got to drink 60 pints and get him home to win.
Hang on, so what you do, you get pissed, right, so you get pissed at the pub on 5 pints.
Yeah.
Take him home.
Yeah.
Drink 5 pints at home.
No.
Then take him home.
No, the level just starts again.
So
Does it get more and
how
more
does he get
difficult?
back down to the
Yes.
pub then?
How does it get more difficult?
Well, because the more that you drink, the more loose the controls
So why is he
become.
going home if he's going back? Why is he going home
that's
if he's...
No, no,
going
it's just
back
the
to
next
pub?
level, he'll appear back in the pub, so it's the next day.
So,
See, I
So
don't
he's
know.
not getting pissed and pissed then, is he?
No.
so what happens is he drinks 5 pints, you go through the level, and then the next day it's more difficult.
Yeah, so
you've got
it's
12
it's
12
assumed
levels
he's drank
of-
10 pints.
So you've got 12 levels of this shit.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was
and obviously,
sophisticated
the more
enough.
you drink, the more increasingly difficult it becomes because obviously there's more obstacles to in your path, and your controls become a lot more sort of loose. And,
Yeah, I don't know if they were sophisticated enough back in the Commodore 64 days to implement that.
Who made it?
Task set.
Task.
And can you demonstrate what the song theme tune was for
I
that?
cannot.
Did you ever play it? Of course you
No.
didn't.
So I remember them, task set.
So just to clarify, you're at the pub, you have 5 pints, get him home.
Yeah.
The next day...
You're skipping like the game in doing that.
No,
It's not okay. 5 pints, get him home. The game is to
that's-
get him home.
Yeah, but that's not the point. That's not my question.
Yeah, you get him home, and then the next
get him
night you
home.
appear back at the pub.
And you're having 10 pints.
Yes.
So it's
And then you
not
have
5
15
pints and 5 pints and 5 pints and 5 pints, because that's how you made it sound at the beginning. That's why I was getting confused.
It's increasing by 5 pints each time. The
Right.
aim of the game is to drink 60 pints and get him home.
So how else do you say
Jesus
the game gets harder?
Christ.
Is it like more like
more obstacles
enemies?
appear in your path, yeah. So like more police, trapdoors, ghosts, dragons, whatever. They appear in your...
I can't trapdoors are mentioned as like a frequently encountered. Like, 'cause I
Oh
always
yeah,
remember,
because ghosts and dragons are like really normal.
I think you'll find you've got more chance of bumping into a ghost and a dragon than a trapdoor.
Dear God.
yeah, I mean, I've got,
What is the town called where he lives?
Dunno.
Right.
I don't think you find out. You obviously come from Gibbo's joint.
Is it
I'm just trying to get
Is it on the
a
one
feeling
level
of
like-
the actual atmosphere
like
in
how
the world.
Paperboy was, where you're
Yeah, it's that
you're
sort of
moving that
Doodly
weird
metric.
doodly metric style, sort of side
Doodly-metric.
scrolling.
isometric type,
Yeah, side
up and down,
scrolling.
or is it more platform jumping
Well, it's sort of looking down at an angle, side scrolling.
and you're trying to avoid the trapdoors?
The trapdoors.
The ghosts.
the
So-
ghosts,
so it was like
dragons,
Paperboy.
police.
And the
Other
mythical
people.
police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if someone else says real, I'll go real, but I ain't being the only one.
All right, let's get some answers then. So, Craig,
Fake.
fake for Craig. Matt,
No, I want to
No,
go
you
first.
go.
No,
I want you to go.
I'm not brave enough.
What do you think?
Banana Man's
Real.
meditating. Real.
Ooh.
You see, I saw how angry Chris got.
so we've got one fake, one real. Alex,
You kept confusing me, and I'm gonna say fake.
Fake.
you should change to fake. So is that 2 fakes and a real, or is that 3 fakes?
Real.
You sure?
It's real, isn't it?
So 2 fakes and a real.
Yeah.
Okay, I can reveal that Bozos Night Out is a real game. It is a real
Do you know
game.
the only thing that swung that? Commodore 64.
That did for me, but then he started getting arsey, and I thought he's trying to make it up, and I'm catching him out.
It's Craig.
Oh, right. So I want to talk about a game that we
Yeah.
did in Guess the Sound, the Quarry.
Okay.
Oh, is it good?
Isn't this meant to be similar to Until Dawn in terms of the
Yeah.
decision-making side of stuff and all that kind of thing? I've not actually played it, but...
So the Quarry, the best way to explain the game would be it's the closest you get to mixing game and film.
Right.
I thought you were going to say like mixing concrete or something.
No,
which
no,
would be
no.
what they do in a
It is very much, there's quick time events in it where you have to press a button so you don't stumble over.
So, yeah,
this, that,
like
and the other.
obviously Until Dawn,
Every-
Heavy Rain, that kind of thing.
Yeah, every action you make decides what happens to these characters.
Okay.
And sometimes, actually, failing a quick time event is actually beneficial depending on how you want the story to progress.
Okay.
The only time you're really controlling the character is when because the game's based in a campsite, you're a counsellor and that kind of thing, and the season's finished, and you'll control the character. Fat camp.
You said it's in a campsite and you're a counsellor, so what kind of campsite is it?
American. Kind of like Camp
So
Bristol,
all
mate.
campsites in America have counsellors.
He's not
is it
seen
that
Friday
bad?
the 13th.
Oh yeah, he's not seen anything interesting, has he?
No.
So in America, they tend to have camp counsellors that run campsites, and their campsites are. Have you ever watched?
Them are
The Addams
campsites.
Family.
Yeah, it's like a big sort of event that kids go to over the summer.
And they'll have like teenage counsellors that will look after the kids and all that kind of stuff. It's the end of the season, and you might control the character to go to a cabin. That's the only time you tend to like move the characters between events type thing. And then during the cutscenes, you'll decide what kind of dialogue you want to do. That gets remembered, and as the story progresses, your actions previously might have an effect. And so far, I've seen about 3 hours worth of gameplay, and that only leads to one particular ending.
So you've just been watching it on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
In fairness, it is a game I want to get.
Well, he was too busy stealing Kung Lao's hat.
Sorry, Matt.
Do you know what? It's a good job I've got super strength.
Bounced right off you, didn't it?
Sorry, I wasn't actually expecting.
Don't apologise, it was well worth it.
Own it. Suck it, bitch.
Yeah.
No, the way the Quarry works as well is it's set in scenes, so you'll do one set of scenes first, and then it'll go to the next one. And if you find any tarot cards while you're walking around, you can find tarot cards and evidence. Evidence that you find will, at the very end of the game, there's a podcast within the game, and they'll start talking about everything you found within the game.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
That links to the podcast at the end. The tarot cards, you basically go down to a fortune teller.
Very meta of you.
Oh, yeah. Ooh, Inception. The tarot cards, any you find on level, you will then go to a fortune teller, and she'll give you the option to pick one of the tarot cards, and she will basically give you a glimpse of the future for you to make a decision about.
Right.
So you might find, for example, it's not in the game, but someone's on a skyscraper and they're about to get pushed off. That might be a glimpse she gives you for the future. So when you get to the skyscraper, you then know, well, there might be a set scene later on where I'm about to get pushed off. So what do I want to do?
Very clever.
There's no skyscrapers in the game.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why I've used that. But yeah, that's the Quarry. Phenomenal game. One I'm looking forward to playing myself.
Oh, okay.
What's up with you?
Yeah, another review of a game that you've never played.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
There's loads. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm pretty sure I tried to
We need.
do mortuary assistant before I got the chance to play
This is why we dropped the review part
Yeah.
of our title.
Yeah.
But I'm also interested to see if one day you do a review on it and you just go, no, it was shit.
Do. An example of that is mortuary assistant.
Yeah.
I brought it up a while back. Sure I did.
Not in the podcast, Robin.
Have I not?
You
No,
let Alex play it the other week.
Yeah, it might have just been between all of us, at which point played it. It's a phenomenal game.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Well, at which point we'll move on to Alex's subject then.
I haven't really got a subject.
Yay!
Oh, fuck's
Like
sake.
me, you can
See
talk
right
about
through
stuff
you,
you
mate.
haven't played.
See right through you.
No. No, I didn't know whether to go along the indie route. So some of the indie games that had come out, for example, you've got your Outlast, which was a great indie game. I've spoke about that in previous seasons. Though.
Polly's Playhouse.
Manhunt, great game, absolutely great game. That was another one that was new to the genre of that sort of style. They tried bringing out number 2, but it was that heavily censored that no one gave a crap about it.
No one gave a crap about number 2.
Richard Bachman, but
No, I'm just wondering where the horror thing comes in.
because
Sorry.
you're on death row, you're about to get injected with the injection to die, and all of a sudden you get waken up by this bloke who's put this earpiece on. The sound's coming through a speaker, and he's going, wake up, you wake up, just put this earpiece in, and he's like, right, you've been given a second chance now what we want is bloodshed, and what you're going to do is kill these gangs, and what you're going to do is kill them in the most gruesome way. The more gorier, the better, and you're doing it for views.
How does he know to put the earpiece in? If he tells him through the earpiece.
I didn't say that. So he came for a speaker to put in for an earpiece.
Well, if you're coming for a speaker, what's the point of an earpiece?
So that he can, when he's going around on the outside, he can hear him in the earpiece.
Ah.
Yeah. So he comes across all these gangs and he's trying to get to the end. And basically, the guy wants to kill him, but use him to get good ratings. So it's like, go out and kill, but he's expecting the gangs to finally catch him and kill him. He ends up taking over all the gangs. And
You know what?
And
I've never played it.
So that came out by Rockstar, who made Grand Theft Auto. But do you remember it was banned because there was a murder where some young lads snuck up on his mate, and he blamed it on that. Happened in New Parks. So he blamed it on the game. So parents, critic, everybody just sort of, all the Karens and Kevins just sort of went nuts on it and said it needs.
I hate you, Kevin.
Yeah, and they need to ban it. So for a while they banned it, and then they tried making a second one. It was that heavy edited and censored and stuff that nobody bothered
Then
with.
the resistance.
But yeah, that was a good game.
But then you get games, and I am in no way complaining about this because I fucking love it. You get games out there that still get away with what they get away with, and like Mortal Kombat with your fatalities and everything.
Yeah.
That's been in no way toned down over the years. In fact, it's got more.
Yeah, it does
gruesome.
got worse. They just try and beat
I saw
that
one
line
the other
every
day,
time,
right?
yeah.
Because I'm still playing Mortal Kombat 11, the DLC. I did a fatality where Baraka, he's got the blades on his arm, and he stabs somebody in the head, pulls their brain out, and then eats the brain.
Nice.
Fucking brilliant.
I think the difference between that and games that do get banned is realistically none of us have got knives attached to our arms.
Yeah, I get Manhunt was probably something that people.
The other one, which is flying metal brimmed hats.
Don't worry, I'll protect you.
Went straight through you, Alex.
It did.
You've got to do a thing when you do the episode where he does that and then it goes fatality.
Shall we do it? Shall I go for the neck?
You already went for the net once.
But I knocked his head off. It was better the first time because he had no idea it was coming.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the suspense sort of horror, mind fuck sort of games.
Oh, we know that you're a big fan of Mindfuck.
Alien Isolation, because you never know what's going to
Silent
happen
Hill.
next. Silent Hill, you're trying to figure out what. It's not just characters that are trying to kill you; it's the meaning behind them. Blair Witch, things like that. Just
Barbie's Playhouse.
Yep, they're just more psychological than actual. Some guys coming to kill me.
Barbie's. I thought I'd get away with just adding that in and then just skip past it or.
I thought you said that. No,
Yeah, I thought, well, I'll quickly at the other end and then we'll just keep skipping past it like I'd never actually said it.
But The Forest is a great game as well. That was a
Forest
good
2
game.
is out soon.
Yeah, that's coming out. Oh, it's been delayed
Yeah,
again.
It has.
PC only though.
I know, it's great. Looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it, mate.
Bros.
Yeah.
Just jealous.
So that's a game that I've enjoyed playing with you guys. Apart from Matt. So
I couldn't be arsed. You
the
lot kept
thing
saying
is,
get the forest.
it's a
It's
survival
a great
horror
game.
where when you're playing as a group, it's really fun because you crash land on this island in this forest, and your son Timmy has been kidnapped by some guy in red paint, and he takes him off, and then you're basically fending for yourselves, trying to build.
Like we were reviewed in the first season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cut
Well, Craig
down
reviewed it, but he'd
trees,
never
you
played it.
That was
went
more
through
insightful,
suspenders
what you
and
just
the
gave me
fire.
there, than
So
that review.
I mean,
that's another indie game that was
I'll
absolutely
never
brilliant to
forget
talk off.
because you can collect the creatures you kill. You can take their heads and you can mount them and things like that. And I'd gone quite far along the map and I
Chris,
found
this
a shark. Well, no, when a shark,
No,
sorry, it was a
crocodile.
crocodile.
We killed this crocodile.
And it took ages to kill this crocodile, and I took its head, and I was like, I'm taking that back to our cabin.
You
So
can
we're on
put it
this,
on the
I'm
wall
on
and
this
keep it as
raft.
like a-
I'm on this raft, and I've been holding on to this thing. I've been running around hills, woods, and everything with this thing in my hand, just sort of running around. Gets on the raft, and we're rowing back to where our cabin
He
was.
kept falling off.
No, you
Yeah.
said, "I'll try bending down, you won't fall
Yeah.
off." And I bent down, and I dropped the fucking crocodile head in the water. Like right near the cabin.
We've been going for about 20 minutes. I'm like that with the raft. And he's holding this. Just crouch down, because when you go, sometimes the character with you just stays where he is and the raft just goes and then falls in the water. So it says crouch down, because then you won't be able to, you stick with the raft. So he crouched down, this crocodile just went plop. He's looking at it getting smaller and smaller and smaller.
Well, if you've got,
And you just see me go, oh no!
that sounds like a blue shell bite then. If you've got,
Well, I might put it onto this episode actually, because we've just described it.
So yeah, another indie game. So there's been some great indie games that probably they thought wouldn't be very big,
Five
or
Nights
from
at
a small
Freddy's.
company. Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's started off as a little indie game.
Got a fucking book deal.
Yeah.
It got turned into a very weird film with, what's his name? Face Off.
John Travolta.
No,
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage.
Why is he weird? Well, yeah.
Why is he weird?
Well, yeah, a bit. No, I mean he can't act,
It's a bit eccentric.
but
There's
Yeah, but Nick Cage plays Nick Cage in anything that he does, but that's what you love about him.
wait.
he even played, right? I mean, I love some Nicolas Cage films. Just want to put that out there. But there was a film once. Unfortunately, I can't remember what it was called. It was something to do with like witch finding or something.
Wicker Man.
Thing?
The Last Witch Hunter.
It was something like that,
Oh,
yeah.
it was-
And he
Wicker
played a
Man.
character that
It
was
was in
in,
Wicker Man
it was
as
in like medieval times. It was like during the Crusades, and he had a full-on fucking American accent in it.
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
even attempt to put on.
The Five Nights at Freddy's kind of film he was in was called Willis Wonderland. He has no dialogue in the whole film. He basically kicks the shit out of robotic, spiritual, like giant fucking costumed, what the fuck they're called, from Five Nights at Freddy's. The
Costumed, what
the
the fuck they're
animatronic
called.
mascot type things. And all he kind of does is plays pinball, drinks a load of cans of like energy drink.
I'm glad you explained that.
It's just weird. It's from here it looks good. It's just
Well, I'm a dog.
yeah, true. Button mushroom.
Touch me
So-
here.
So, and the thing with it is because he's got no dialogue in it, he fully Nicolas Cages it, and it's brilliant. Hi, I'm Chrissy. Want to play? Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Five Nights at Freddy's, great indie game. It's gone on to do loads of other stuff.
Well, you were also telling me about that Little Nightmares.
Oh, brilliant game. Absolutely brilliant.
Obviously, in a
So it's a side scroller. It's along the same lines as Limbo and Inside. Little puzzles. I don't know how to explain it. So the
Apparently it's written on the ceiling.
wasn't one
bad
of those
guys,
of
one
the
of the bad
PlayStation Plus game.
yes,
Sure was.
yes, it was one of the three ones.
Ago, yeah.
One of the bad guys reminded me of when Beetlejuice turns into that big long necked snake thing
Yeah.
with a head on
Sand
the end.
Monster.
Yeah,
No, not the Sand Monster, when he turns into
No,
a
no.
snake. He turns the banner.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
reminds me of it. But it's. I'm really struggling to explain it so well, so people understand how good it is.
But you're usually so good at explaining games.
So it's a side
I
scroller. Nick Hobb.
Oh, dear God. Anyway,
Yeah, I think on that score we'll end it there. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave the comment about Craig's sound in the boxes below, and we'll reveal the sound next week. Thank you and goodbye.
see ya. Happy Halloween.
No! What did you say that for?